Magandang araw! Sama-sama tayong matuto sa Teacher Sal Learning Resource Channel.
Revised K-12 Curriculum Math 3 Quarter 2 Week 4. Our topic is all about measurement and geometry. For Day 1, solving problems involving liters and milliliters. What standard units did we study last week to measure capacity? It is milliliters and liters. What are the symbols for milliliter and liter? The symbol for milliliter is ml, and the symbol for liter is L. How do we determine the appropriate unit to use for the capacity of a container? For containers with smaller capacities, we use milliliters, and for containers with larger capacities, we use liters. How many milliliters are there in 1 liter? There are 1000 ml in 1 liter. To solve problems involving liters and milliliters is our lesson purpose. Let's be familiarized with these terms. Liters, L, milliliters, ml, less, greater, twice, given, as, combined. For problem 1, Ralph wants to fill a 15 liters container with water. He first added 13 liters of water. Then Aldrin used 7 liters of that water to water the plants. How much more water does Ralph need to completely fill the container? This container can hold 15 liters. How much water can the container hold? It can hold 15 liters. How much water did Ralph add to the container at first? He added 13 liters of water. How much did Aldrin use to water the plants? He used 7 liters of water. Here's another 15-liter container with less water and a smaller container filled with 7 liters of water. What happened to the amount of water in the 15 liters container? It was decreased by 7 liters because it was used to water the plants. What does this 13 liters of water represent? It is the amount of water Ralph initially put in the container. 13 liters, amount of water Ralph put in the container. What does the 7 liters of water represent? It is the amount of water Aldrin used to water the plants. 7 liters, amount of water Aldrin used to water the plants. The blank space is for the unknown amount of water. What is asked in the problem? The problem asks how much more water Ralph needs to fill the container. How would you solve the problem? Here's the illustration to help you visualize the problem. Share and explain how you would solve the problem. Work on solving it step by step. Find out how much water is left after Aldrin used 7 liters. Determine how much more water is needed to completely fill the 15 liters container. For the solution 1, how would you know the amount of water left in the container? Aldrin removed 7 liters of water from the initial amount of 13 liters. Therefore, we have to subtract 7 liters from 13 liters to find the remaining water. What number sentence should we use to determine how much water is left in the container? Here is the expected answer. Find the amount of water left in the container. Show your answer on your Show Me board. The expected answer is 6 liters. There are 6 liters left in the container. Knowing that 6 liters of water is left in the container, how can we determine how much more water Ralph needs to fill it? To find out, we subtract 6 liters from 15 liters. What number sentence should we use to determine the amount of water Ralph needs to fill the container? Here is the expected answer. Find out how much more water is needed to fill the container. Show your answer on your Show Me board. The expected answer is 9 liters. Ralph needs 9 liters more to fill the 15 liters container. For solution 2, we can also use the following number sentence to find how much water is left in the container. We can think of a number that when added to 7 liters gives 13 liters. This number would represent the amount of water left in the container. The expected answer is 6 liters. 7 liters plus 6 liters is equal to 13 liters. There are 6 liters left in the container. Since we already know that 6 liters of water is left, we can now determine how much more Ralph needs to fill the container using the following number sentence. Find the number you need to add to 6 to get 15. Ralph needs 9 liters more to fill the 15 liters container. For problem 2, using the remaining 6 liters of water in the container, Ralph wants to fill some bottles that can hold 2,000 milliliters each. How many bottles can be filled using the remaining water? This problem is connected to the previous one. How much water was left in the container? It is 6 liters. What is the capacity of each bottle? Each bottle has a capacity of 2,000 milliliters. What are we asked to find out? We are asked to determine how many 2,000 milliliters bottles can be filled using the remaining 6 liters of water. Solve the problem. Afterward, we will have a class discussion. Be ready to present and explain your answer. For solution 1, how many milliliters or ml are in 1 liter? There are 1,000 ml in 1 liter. Let's write on the board. 1,000 ml is equal to 1 liter. How many liters are there in 2,000 ml? 2,000 ml is equal to 1,000 ml plus 1,000 ml is equal to 1 liter plus 1 liter is equal to 2 liters. So there are 2 liters in 2,000 ml. Write on the board. 1,000 ml is equal to 1 liter. 2,000 ml is equal to 2 liters. How many 2 liters are there in 6 liters? There are 3 2 liters in 6 liters. Here are the possible solutions: by repeated addition, by repeated subtraction, by division, and by multiplication. Ralph can fill 3 2 liters or 2,000 milliliters bottles with the remaining water of 6 liters. Activity Sheet 1, Capacity Word Problem. Read the problem carefully and answer the following questions. A small bottle can hold 350 milliliters of juice. A cup can hold 150 milliliter, less than a small bottle. A medium jar can hold 100 milliliters, more than a small bottle. How many milliliters of juice can a small bottle hold? How many milliliters of juice can a cup hold? How many milliliters of juice can a medium jar hold? What is the total amount of juice that a small bottle, a cup, and a medium jar can hold when combined? Here are the expected answers. Here are the steps in solving word problems. Read and understand the problem. Know what is asked. Identify the given information. Find out what numbers and details are given in the problem. Make a number sentence that represents the problem. Solve the problem. Read the problem carefully and answer the following questions. Show your solutions and final answers. A small tank can hold 5 liters of water. A bucket can hold 2 liters less than the tank. A large barrel can hold twice as much water as a small tank. How many liters of water can a small tank hold? How many liters of water can a bucket hold? How many liters of water can a large barrel hold? How many liters of water can the tank, bucket, and barrel hold altogether? Here are the correct answers. For day 2, reading and writing the value of a number of peso coins and bills up to 10,000 pesos in both symbols and words. Look at these bills. Look at these peso coins. Our lesson purpose is to read and write the value of a number of peso coins and bills up to 10,000 pesos in both symbols and words. Let's be familiarized with these terms. 1 peso coin, 5 peso coin, 10 peso coin, 20 peso coin, 20 peso bill, 50 peso bill, 100 peso bill, 200 peso bill, 500 peso bill, 1,000 peso bill, money, peso. Who here has visited a bank with an adult? Why do people go to the bank? People go to the bank to keep their money safe, take out cash, or borrow money when they need it. People go to the bank for many reasons. One important reason is to save their money. When they put their money in the bank, this activity is called making a deposit. When someone makes a deposit at the bank, they usually need to fill out a cash deposit slip. Here is a sample of a cash deposit slip. In this section of the slip, the person needs to write the amount of money they want to deposit in both symbols and words. Let's read the problem. Joy earned money by selling bibingka last Christmas. Now, she wants to put the money in the bank for her savings. Here is Joy's money. What amount of money should Joy write on her cash deposit slip? Write the amount in both symbols and words. What does Joy want to do with her earnings from selling bibingka last Christmas? Joy wants to deposit her money in the bank for savings. What different bills do you see in Joy's money? There are 1,000 peso, 500 peso, 200 peso, 100 peso, and 50 peso bills. What different coins do you see in Joy's money? There are 20 peso and 5 peso coins. What does Joy need to know before filling out the bank's cash deposit slip? Joy needs to know the amount of her money in both symbols and words. Let's have activity sheet 2, cash deposit slip. Total deposit, amount in words. And write also the amount in symbols. Volunteers, come to the board to present and explain your solutions and answers. We will highlight the different strategies you used. Afterward, if anyone has a different solution, share and explain it to the class. Below are possible ways of determining the amount of money. For the solution 1, Joy's money. How did you determine the amount of Joy's money? Count each money starting with the highest value. Use skip counting for the bills and coins of the same value. Count aloud Joy's total amount of money, starting with the highest value and counting continuously. For 1,000 bills, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. 500 peso bills, 4,500, 5,000, 5,500. 200 peso bills, 5,700, 5,900. 100 peso bills, 6,000, 6,100. 50 peso bills, 6,150. 20 peso coins, 6,170, 6,190, 6,210, 6,230, 6,250. And for 5 peso coins, 6,255, 6,260, 6,265, 6,270, 6,275. How much money does Joy want to deposit in the bank? Joy wants to deposit 6,275 pesos in the bank. Now, you will learn how to write this amount in words. Writing money in words is the same as writing numbers in words. The only difference is that you add pesos or centavos at the end. What digit is in the thousands place? What is its value? The digit is 6 and its value is 6,000. Write 6,000. What digit is in the hundreds place? What is its value? The digit is 2 and its value is 200. One of you will write 200 next to 6,000 on the board. This will help you see the partial amount, 6,200. Now, look at the number. What digit is in the tens place? What is its value? The digit is 7 and its value is 70. Write 70 next to 200 on the board. What digit is in the ones place? What is its value? The digit is 5 and its value is 5. Write 5 next to 70 and put a hyphen between them. So Joy's money is read as 6,275. When writing amounts of money involving pesos in words, the word pesos must always be added at the end. Therefore, the amount of 6,275 pesos is written in words as 6,275 pesos. Total deposit in words 6,275 pesos, and in symbols. How did you determine the amount of Joy's money? First, count how many of each type of peso coin and bill she has. Then find the amount for each type. Use skip counting when needed. Finally, add all the amounts to get the total. How many of each peso coin and bill are there in Joy's money? Joy has 4 1,000 peso bills, 3 500 peso bills, 2 200 peso bills, 2 100 peso bills, 1 50 peso bill, 5 20 peso coins, and 5 peso coins. Here is Joy's money. Add the amount for each type of peso coin or bill. Therefore, the amount of money Joy will deposit to the bank is 6,275 pesos. Write in words. Here are the expected answer: 8,034 pesos, 8,304 pesos, 8,340 pesos. Writing amounts of money that include zero digits is similar to writing numbers in words. For example, when writing 8,034 pesos in words, we do not write zero hundreds. We simply write 8,034 pesos. How do we write the amount of peso coins and bills in symbols? Start with the peso sign, then write the amount of peso coins and bills. How do we write the amount of peso coins and bills in words? Writing the amount of money in words follows the same process as writing numbers in words. The only difference is that when writing money involving pesos, we include pesos at the end. Determine the total amount of each set of peso coins and bills. Write your answers using both symbols and words. For number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Number 4. Number 5. Here are the expected answers. For day 3, reading and writing the value of a number of centavo coins in both symbols, centavo sign, and words. Look at these centavo coins. Our lesson purpose is to read and write the value of a number of centavo coins in both symbols, centavo sign, and words. Let's be familiarized with these terms. 1 centavo coin, 5 centavo coin, 25 centavo coin, money, centavos. Let's read this problem. Martin is counting all the centavo coins in a small donation can from his store. These are the centavo coins found in the donation can. How much centavo coins are in the donation can? What does Martin want to know? Martin wants to know the total amount of centavo coins in the donation can. What different centavo coins do you see? There are 25 centavo, 5 centavo, and 1 centavo coins. How much centavo coins are in the donation can? Complete the table below. Determine the total amount of the centavo coins in the donation can. Write the amount in symbols and in words. Total amount in symbols, total amount in words. Here are possible ways of determining the amount of money. Solution 1. Centavo coins in the donation can. How did you determine the amount of centavo coins in the donation can? Sort the centavo coins by value, then use skip counting when needed, starting with the highest value. Count aloud the centavo coins, starting with the highest value and counting continuously. 25 centavos, 5 centavos, 1 centavo. How much are the centavo coins in the donation can? The total amount of centavo coins in the donation can is 235 centavos. The amount of centavos in symbols is 2, 3, 5, and the symbol of centavo. You will now learn how to write this amount in words. Writing the amount of money in words follows the same process as writing numbers in words. Yesterday, you added pesos at the end because the amount involved pesos. This time, since the amount involved centavos, you must add centavos at the end. What digit is in the hundreds place? What is its value? The digit is 2 and its value is 200. Come to the board and write 200. What digit is in the tens place? What is its value? The digit is 3 and its value is 30. Write 30 next to 200. 230. What digit is in the ones place? What is its value? The digit is 5 and its value is 5. Write 5 next to 30 and put a hyphen between them. It goes like this, 235. The complete phrase written on the board should read 235. When writing amounts of money involving centavos in words, the word centavos must always be added at the end. Therefore, the amount 235 centavos is written in words as 235 centavos. $100 centavos is equal to 1 peso. How many pesos can be made from the amount of centavo coins in the donation can? Since we know that 100 centavos is equal to 1 peso, we can break down 235 centavos like this. 235 centavos is equal to 100 centavos plus 100 centavos plus 35 centavos is equal to 1 peso plus 1 peso plus 35 centavos is equal to 2 pesos plus 35 centavos. 2 pesos plus 35 centavos is written in words and read as 2 pesos and 35 centavos. The word "and" is used to separate the amount of pesos from the centavos when writing money in words. How else can we show that 235 centavos is equal to 2 pesos and 35 centavos? Here is a possible answer. So, 235 centavos is equal to 2 pesos plus 35 centavos. Two pesos plus 35 centavos is written in words and read as 2 pesos and 35 centavos. Refer to the illustration below. For the solution to, how did you determine the amount of centavo coins in the donation can? First, count how many of each type of centavo coin there are. Then determine the amount of each type. Use a skip counting when needed. Finally, add all the amounts to get the total. How many of each centavo coins are there? There are 8 25 centavo coins, 6 5 centavo coins, and 5 1 centavo coins in the donation can. Complete the table in last 3 centavo coins in the donation can. Skip count to find the value of each type of centavo coin as follows. For 25 centavo coins, for 5 centavo coins, for 1 centavo coins. So the amount of 25 centavo coins in the donation can is 200 centavos. The 5 centavo coins amount to 30 centavos, and the 1 centavo coins add up to 5 centavos. Add the amounts for each type of centavo coin. Therefore, the amount of centavo coins in the donation can is 235 centavos. How do you write the amount of centavo coins in symbols? For centavos, write the amount followed by the centavo sign. When the centavos reach 100, express it as a whole peso. How do you write the amount of centavo coins in words? Writing the amount of money in words follows the same process as writing numbers in words. The only difference is that when writing money involving centavos, we include centavos at the end. When the amount of centavos can be expressed as whole pesos, spell out the amount of pesos followed by pesos. To separate the pesos from the centavos, use the word "and", then spell out the amount of centavos followed by the word centavos. Complete the table below by writing the amount of centavos in either symbols or words. Here is the table to be completed. Here are the expected answers. For day 4, reading and writing the value of a number of peso coins and centavo coins in both symbols and words. Our lesson purpose is to read and write the value of a number of peso coins and centavo coins in both symbols and words. Let's be familiarized with these terms. 1 centavo coin, 5 centavo coin, 25 centavo coin, 1 peso coin, 5 peso coin, 10 peso coin, 20 peso coin, money, peso, coin. Read the problem. Chino wants to buy a toy car that costs 65 pesos and 75 centavos. He only has coins in his wallet. Here are all the coins in Chino's wallet. How much money does Chino have in his wallet? Can Chino afford the toy car? Why or why not? What does Chino want to buy with his coins? Chino wants to buy a toy car. What is the price of the toy car? It costs 65 pesos and 75 centavos. What different coins does Chino have? He has 20 peso coins, a 10 peso coin, 5 peso coins, 1 peso coins, 25 centavo coins, and 5 centavo coins. How much money does Chino have in his wallet? Can Chino afford a toy car? Why or why not? Complete the table. Determine the total amount of peso and centavo coins in Chino's wallet. Write the amount in symbols and words. Total amount in symbols and total amount in words. Answer the questions below. Can Chino afford the toy car? Why or why not? Here are possible ways of determining the amount of money. How did you determine the amount of Chino's money? Count each money continuously, starting with the highest value. Use skip counting for the peso and centavo coins of the same value. Count aloud the peso coins, starting with the highest value and counting continuously. 20 peso coins, 10 peso coins, 5 peso coins, 1 peso coins. What is the amount of the set of peso coins in Chino's money? The amount of the set of peso coins is 75 pesos. Count aloud the centavo coins starting with the highest value and counting continuously. 25 centavos, 5 centavos. What is the amount of the set of centavo coins in Chino's money? The amount of the set of centavo coins is 175 centavos. How much is the total amount of Chino's money? The total amount is 75 pesos and 175 centavos. 100 centavos is equal to 1 peso. How many pesos can be made from the amount of Chino's centavo coins? Since we know that 100 centavos is equal to 1 peso, we can break down 175 centavos like this. 175 centavos is equal to 100 centavos plus 75 centavos is equal to 1 peso plus 75 centavos. 1 peso plus 75 centavos is written in words and read as 1 peso and 75 centavos. How else can we show that 175 centavos is equal to 1 peso and 75 centavos? Here is the possible answer. We can group the centavo coins to make whole pesos. For example, the 425 centavo coins make 100 centavos, which is equal to 1 peso. Then we add the remaining 75 centavos. So 175 centavos is equal to 1 peso plus 75 centavos. It is written in words and read as 1 peso and 75 centavos. Refer to the illustration below. Chino's money includes 75 pesos from the amount of the set of peso coins and 1 peso and 75 centavos from the amount of the set of centavo coins. What is the total amount of Chino's money? The total amount is 76 pesos and 75 centavos. 76 pesos plus 75 centavos. So, the total amount of Chino's money is 76 pesos and 75 centavos. It is written in words and read as 76 pesos and 75 centavos. Does Chino have enough money to buy the toy car? Why? Yes, because Chino has 76 pesos and 75 centavos, which is more than the cost of a toy car, which is 65 pesos and 75 centavos. He still has 11 pesos left. For solution 2, how did you determine the amount of Chino's money? First, count how many of each type of peso and centavo coin there are. Then, determine the amount for each type. Use skip counting when needed. Finally, add all the amounts to get the total. How many of each peso and centavo coin does Chino have? Chino has 2 20 peso coins, 1 10 peso coin, 4 5 peso coins, 5 1 peso coins, 6 25 centavo coins, and 5 centavo coins. Refer to the table below. Skip count to find the value of each type of peso or centavo coin as follows. For 20 peso coins, for the 10 peso coin, for 5 peso coins, for 1 peso coins, for 25 centavos. For 5 centavos. Add the amounts for each type of peso coin. The amount is 75 pesos. Add the amounts for each type of centavo coins. The amount is 175 centavos or 1 peso and 75 centavos. What is the total amount of Chino's money? The total amount is 76 pesos and 75 centavos. How do you write the amount of peso and centavo coins in symbols? How do you write the amount of peso and centavo coins in words? Answer the following questions by writing the amount of money in symbols. Renz has peso coins amounting to 48 pesos and centavo coins worth 50 centavos. How much money does he have in total? Number 2, Len received coins worth 79 pesos and 27 centavos. How much more money did she receive? Ace collected coins worth 153 pesos and 75 centavos for a class project. How much did he collect? Determine the total amount of each set of peso and centavo coins. Write the amount in both symbols and words. Amount in symbols, amount in words. Here are the expected answers.